the Bravo Investigator podcast. I'm your host, Dana, and today we are talking about episode 2 of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Joining me today is Kendrick Tucker from the I Cannot podcast, who I'm sure you know because his podcast is absolutely hilarious. He's covering Big Brother right now, which is a show I definitely have to get into. Kendrick and I have the best time talking all the nostalgia of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip today, so I hope that you enjoy the episode with Kendrick. Until next time, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at the Bravo Investigator. Join the YouTube and Facebook page. And I love you, BBs. I will see you next time. Kendrick Tucker, welcome back to the Bravo Investigator podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a minute. It feels
It
good
has
over
been a
here.
minute.
Hello. It's
I think the
good.
last
Oh my
time
God,
you were
first of all,
here. Oh, sorry, what were we going to
no,
say?
no, I was gonna say I love your sweatshirt, by the way, but that was it.
Thank you. It says
Love it.
babe and it gives the definition. And I was telling you
Yes.
that I love your new background. I cannot. So, everyone, download
Oh,
Kendrick's podcast. It is one of my faves. And I am a frequent listener of the Sunday episode that you and Emily do together, your lives. That is just like the shit. The shit.
yes. Thank you so
But yeah,
much. It's
you
fun.
haven't been here since this was I Take Bravo very seriously, I think. So, it's
Yes,
been a while.
yes. Yes. That's so. First of all, love the rebrand. Also, welcome to the family. And I don't know. This is so. I love that. You'll get to see some of my favorite people during your travels. Coming up soon. And I don't know. It's all good stuff. Good vibes. I love to. In a bleak world, it's always good to come and get a little rejuvenation. So I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. And I'm happy to have you discuss Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip with me today, episode 2. I consider
Mm.
you as much a Bravo historian as the next person. And so that's
Yes.
what's been so fun about this. Like, I have to be honest with you, when I watched the first episode, I was like, all right. Like, it was nostalgic and it was good, but I was like, there's nothing really happening. And I'm not sure how I'm going to recap this. And we talked before we hit record about like
Hmm.
kind of struggling to come up with content. And I don't want to do a show where there's like, it might be fun, but there's nothing going on. Like, you don't want to recap a show that's
Yes.
literally almost like, what do you call it? Like one of those like not even a show, but one of those documentaries almost where it's like 20 years of whatever. And it's not really a show. It's
Yes.
just like a documentary, like in the lives or whatever. But this episode I really enjoyed. And so yeah, I'm just
Hmm.
really curious your thoughts so far on the series, the idea, and just like the ladies that they've chosen as well.
Oh my God. So first episode, I want to say I did have a good time first episode. I really did. It was fun, nostalgic, all the things. But I will say this, I'm kind of glad we got OC out of the way because I feel like they went to OC and they gave us the standard kind of, Trace Amigas fighting and all that kind of stuff. We didn't see half of the girls over there, but I'm like, whatever. I don't necessarily, oh, that sounds bad to say, but I don't necessarily miss a lot of them. So I guess the
That's
ones
okay.
that came, it's like, whatever. It was fun. And so, but I like that we got that out of the way because it almost feels like now that we've left OC, now the real fun can begin. And
Yes.
I felt like I was kicking my feet, having a good time, just watching them, like the same way that they were actually like in that room, whatever they're whiffing and whatever they were saying, and like they were having a ball. So I was with them. I'm like, no, this is the fun I tune in for. And then it looks like we're finally about to start getting into a little bit of drama. So
Right.
I think this
Yes.
kind of show encapsulate all my like favorite things about Housewives, and I think you can really look at two people. You can look at Giselle and Portia about like the vast kind of what's it called, like the vast spectrum of housewife you can have. Because on this show, Portia is clearly like our fun energy, upbeat. Let's do this, let's do that, and I love that. But we
Right.
also have Giselle, who is like, oh y'all, don't forget, we need to be messy. So she is literally I mean, it's so second nature to Giselle. She literally goes in the bathroom with someone. She's like, she hates you, right? And then like they just come out in a whole scene ensues. So you really appreciate a different side of Housewives when they're not with the regular cast. And so
Yeah.
it's fun because I'm enjoying. I don't necessarily always enjoy Lisa Barlow, but I'm really enjoying her on here. So I think that's fun to do. Really fun.
On the note of Lisa Barlow, I totally agree. And I think that all of the women, including Lisa, are really able to sort of let their hair down because on their own cast, it's like killer eat all or whatever the saying is, right? Like, killer be
Hmm.
killed, right? And it's all about alliances. And especially for Lisa, she feels like she's always going into the lion's den and always everyone's always trying to attack her, whether that's true or not, right? And on this show, unless you really decided to do your homework and like create like a murder board and decide who you plan to attack while you're out there, unless you're doing that, no one's going in with that game plan. And because I don't
Hmm.
think anyone really knew what this was or how it was going to be, they were just sort of going in for fun. And I feel like because of that, we're just seeing these women in a different way, except Vicky, who is business.
Always business, no matter what. So no, you're so right about that. Why did I get a little emotional? Like I don't know what it is, but when Lisa Barlow kind of broke down a little bit, and she was like, whenever I go in the scene, I kind of, basically I feel like it's wartime, and so like
Yeah,
it's so fun. Like you can tell how much fun she's having with Portia and Giselle and Kyle
yeah.
and all of the girl and Luann, especially like she's having so much fun with them. And it really does make you like almost change your perspective a little bit about them on their show. Because she's right when she said that. Now, Lisa, I'm not gonna let you out of the hot seat because you start a lot of stuff on there too. But when she says, you think you're showing up to something, and then immediately you already know it's gonna turn to like absolute chaos. Like there's no thing. It's just like a fun time. I'm like, I thought about like the Salt Lake formula, and I'm like, wow, that is kind of true. Like they know, you might come in a wig and like all this kind of stuff that might, take you off guard, but you're gonna end up fighting by the end of it. So yeah, and you never know. And
Exactly.
she's like, it's usually coming to me, and I'm like, well, yeah, it is usually coming towards you. So
No,
very
it's so
true.
true. Okay, so even though this episode was fun, we started by going to Kyle's town, which is Beverly Hills, and
Mhm.
it's the 30-year anniversary of Kyle and Mauricio's quote unquote marriage because I guess they're still separated. I don't think there's been any
I don't
movement
think
on that.
so.
But I guess he texted her and he said, like, I don't know how we got here. And so she got really emotional. And then Vicky got emotional about Dawn and that kind of thing. And I thought it was really interesting what Kyle said about how like she feels she let people down. And it's
Hmm.
kind of true because I feel like, which is dumb, but I feel like when it happened, a lot of us said, well, there goes love for the rest of us. Love is dead. You know what I mean? And because we were really like
Hmm.
looking up to them and relying on them. That being said, at the time, I really believed what she said, where she said it's still a successful marriage, like 27 years or whatever it is such a success. So it was interesting to sort of see that. What did you think about that whole kind of breakdown?
It was no, it's so interesting to see, especially when they start like showing old photos, even them showing like them in their like 20s or whatever. It's even crazy for us seeing it because like they've been around for what 13 years or so, like Beverly Hills in particular. I think 13, 14, somewhere around there, like years. And so even us like seeing them like back on season one, it's kind of crazy. You really see how long some of these like relationships have gone and stuff. So that's always, no one wants to see a marriage like break up like that. But also, I kind of am, this is so messy to say, but
Say
I'm
it.
kind of hoping we get a moment of Portia and Kyle kind of bonding because, like, Portia kind of kicked the door down and she's like, everybody, I'm a lesbian. Get used to it. This is me now. And everyone is like, we love this. We love Sway. We love y'all together.
Yeah.
I'm doing like Portia. I'm making the rainbow. I'm like, yes, let's make the rainbow together. So we all love to see that. I think there's still a lot of like hesitation on
Hmm.
Kyle's part from what I hear because I didn't really watch this last season of Beverly Hills. It's kind of I need them to make some changes over there before I finally like truly dip my toe back in. And I think that I saw her like in the trailers and the clips and I've seen she kind of addresses some things, but I would love for like her and Portia to have some kind of moment where she truly feels comfortable enough to like just kind of break down and maybe have an ear that she can finally because maybe she doesn't feel that on Beverly Hills. Maybe she finally feels that she has someone she can actually talk to about this kind of stuff.
Well, that's an excellent point, right? Because again, when you're on these shows, none of these people are really your friends. And
Right.
who's she going to talk to about this? Erica? Like, who can she really relate to? And who
Right.
not but Portia? And it's funny because we talked earlier about how I love your Sunday episodes with Emily Hanks. Emily said something a
Thank
long
you.
time ago, and I remember what she said. It was something
Mm,
about how she believes that Kyle has like a shame or embarrassment around the idea of being gay
hmm
and and just really hasn't accepted that for herself. And I feel like you see that in her rigidity when it comes to talking about it or opening up about it or even truly pursuing it in a real way. I don't
hmm
know where that comes from. It can come from how you're raised. It can come from so many things, but the idea of actually accepting that just seemed so terrifying to her, I guess. And maybe she does need more people around her who will make her feel like, hey, it's cool to be gay. Come over here.
Literally, literally. And you know what? I wonder if it's about like stages of life too, because obviously, like Portia, she has one daughter that's younger, whereas
Mhm.
like Kyle has like four kids, all older now, and Mauricio of all these years. I wonder if she's like afraid of. I don't think she's afraid that like people would think differently of her because I think she knows her family at least is open-minded enough to like
Mhm.
not condemn her for anything like that. But I wonder if it's just like for her it's been so I don't know if it's autopilot or just so what her life is for so long that she just doesn't want to really talk about it or accept it or go the next step, whatever it is. But I really hope she gets there one day. I'm not always the biggest Kyle Richards fan. Not even that I have like any animosity towards Kyle because I actually, I find that there's a place for most people on their shows. But I just think that that would truly have me really interested in Kyle to like see someone, not even just Kyle, like any housewife that's open enough to be like, you know what? This has been my life for so long. I feel like there was another side of me that I've never gotten to explore. I would like to explore that now. And you know what? These cameras follow me around for a living. I'm sure I'm not the only person in America, in France, and wherever this show is filmed, because it's all over the world. In the words of Candy Burris, bitch, I'm worldwide. It's everywhere. So I feel like she knows there's enough people that would like welcome the opportunity to support her and watch her journey too, because they might be on a similar one too. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm very interested to see how that would evolve with her.
I hope it does evolve. I just hope it
Right.
does, right?
hmm
One of my favorite, most nostalgic moments from this episode, even though I don't think it was meant to be, was the fact that Teresa needed like a whole day to process something that Vicky said, where Vicky said, like, oh, I feel like you're the one that changed the most. And I don't know, it made me smile. Like, it was just so classic Teresa. Like, I was cheesing. Okay.
Oh
Just
my God.
seeing her be like, wait a second. Like 24 hours later, was that an insult?
That is the most Teresa thing in the world too. Like I love that Teresa always comes back like days, and it's so funny because like in the moment she'll be like, "No, I'm fine. Like why would I be mad at that?" But then she literally thinks about it overnight, and she's like, she'll call like Dolores or somebody hyped up, and she's like, "Can you believe Melissa said?" And then goes on this whole spiral. It's honestly like, one of the most endearing things, but then it's also like one of the most like, Teresa, how did we get here? Like, what are we talking about right now? So it was good to see her like have this same moment, but it still feels like she didn't take it nearly as like seriously as I thought she would, because she was kind of like, this is kind of ridiculous, huh? The word like I don't know if it's Vicky's energy that like, I'm this busy businesswoman that's working right now in front of you. I don't have time for this stupid argument or what it was, but it all felt, I don't know, it all worked perfectly in this moment.
Well, what do you think about Vicky's energy? Because it's definitely a lot, and she's yelling a lot. She's being
Yeah.
loud. She's doing work. She's shutting people down. She's being rude, interrupting people left
Mhm.
and right. I said this on Threads last week. I said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel bad for Teresa that Vicky keeps interrupting her prison story, right? Like, so
Yes.
do you think she's trying to do a thing? Because I feel like now that she's coming back, I feel like there's that distortion where you're like, I don't know how to be. Should I lay low? Should I be a lot? So maybe she's just trying to like do a thing and be performative, but I don't think anyone's into it. What do you think?
I'm not.
Same.
I'm with you. I think, you know what? I think the issue was we kind of slammed Vicky back into our lives. There was no kind of easing in process. Like we didn't even like put Vicky on the traders for a season to see like if we wanted to have her fully back in our lives or anything. It was just kind of like, hey, not only are we putting her on OC this season, guess what? She's going to be the OC representative of Ultimate Girls Trip. So it was
Hmm.
kind of a 1-2 punch where we put all of that in our faces, and it's like, well, this is Vicky, whether you love her or not, she's going to be here. And so it's a bit much to deal with a lot of the time, but I think it's perfect that they like, she's forced to be paired with like a Giselle and like all these people are gonna make her talk about the issues. Because one of the funny things I will say about Vicky is that her highs and her lows swing so frequently that sometimes it's almost comical because like she did like the baby doll voice when Giselle first confronted her.
Hmm.
Giselle was like, "Well, they told me you're mad at me because you said all this stuff about Tamra and all like this." She said, "Well, I don't like that I you went to the bathroom and then she came out and she screamed at me, so I got to put you in a box. I don't, this kind of voice." And then Giselle says one other thing. She's like, "I know," and she goes to this other level, and it's like, "Whoa, what am I witnessing right now?" So, Vicky. Vicky can be a lot to kind of process as a viewer sometimes. And I
Yeah.
wonder if we could have benefited from a little bit of, maybe not a, maybe a second half of a season kind of friend of arc where the second half she pops up on a trip or something like that and kind of integrates with the girls, then starts coming to more events, and then next season we bring her on full time. I get it's the
Yeah.
20th, but maybe this whole like will you be a housewife again thing should have happened 1 year earlier for our benefit. We needed to kind of slow stroke this a little bit.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, did you hear like while this was being filmed, I remember like hearing out in like the zeitgeist that like there was a lot of fighting and some of the women were like aghast at like how bad it was and it was something that they weren't used to. Did you hear that? And do you think they mean Vicky?
Ooh, you know what? I could imagine it being Vicky because I think within this group we have like such tight friendships. So we have like Giselle and Portia love each other. I think with Kyle and Luann known each other for, quite a bit of time. Like within there, you get those little pockets of friendship. And I
Right.
did wonder if so here's the problem. Another problem with Vicky. Now I'm like fleshing it out, obviously. But like here's another problem with Vicky. Vicky does this thing where she's always kind of too cool for school. It's like, all the other ladies come in and are like, "Oh my God, I love your show. I remember you from BravoCon. We had a great time. We went out to dinner. We this and that." Every time you ask Vicky about anybody, she has no idea who they are. What show is that? What city is she from? Why is she here? Why is she talking to me? And so it's almost like every time Vicky interacts with anybody, she's almost already put herself on an island beforehand. So it's hard for her to like get these genuine connections when she puts herself up here all the time and like everyone needs reverence for me. I'm the first one. I'm the OG of the OC. I need everyone
Right.
to kind of revere me. And then you get in these situations and you don't even know the difference between Sutton and Crystal. Like, how'd we get here?
Exactly.
How'd we get here?
But that being
Jeez.
said, and I'm only watching OC in the background, Carmela
Mhm.
calling Shannon Janet killed me. Did you see that this
I saw
Loving
the
the new
clip
girl
of it.
Janet.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I really want to get
funny.
your opinion about the Mauricio of it all when it comes
Mm.
to Giselle and like Real Housewives of Potomac and all of that, right? Like, okay,
Mhm.
I have to admit, I know it's super embarrassing, but when someone says horizontal or vertical, I also have to go like this. I have to be like, wait, horizontal is this one and vertical is this one. But right, so
Yes.
Giselle says something like, oh, I wouldn't mind lying horizontal with Mauricio because, of course, he appeared in Real Housewives of Potomac as he does appear in every show. I remember
Right.
talking about this on Up and Adam when it happened a couple months back, and he's
Yes.
like, "What would you think about?" And I don't think we were talking about Giselle. I think we were talking about maybe Ashley, but we were just like the
Hmm.
idea of another housewife going for Mauricio, and I was just like, "But they're not friends with Kyle," and I'm like, "Still, there's just something about Mauricio that is just off limits." I feel like because he's been in the universe for so long, it would just feel weird
Yeah.
for him to date another housewife. But I also kind of loved it. I don't know. Like, what did you think about that whole thing?
No, I'm same way. I think Mauricio is a he's one where we have all known, like there are housewives, like we know Mauricio, we know RIP, we know like Greg Leaks, we know like all these like men who've been like around the in the circle for so long. If it was like a I don't know, a Rhode Island husband or a boyfriend or something like that, and we find out that like Ashley Darby was dating or canoodling with one of them and they weren't together anymore, that might be one thing. But I feel like, I mean, that's Kyle. I hate to like give the reference, but like that's Kyle Richards, and Beverly Hills, and Mauricio, so
Right.
there's a chance you could do. You might wind up on Watch What Happens Live with her. You might wind up on a girls trip with her. You might see
Right.
her at
BravoCon
BravoCon.
panel. Yeah.
Exactly. Like there's a million different ways you can like run into this lady. So I feel like that's a situation where it's like, okay, we gotta pick and choose who we're getting. I'm the same way too, by the way. When I think horizontally, I think horizon. That's the only way I remember.
Right,
I'm like,
right,
wait,
right.
horizon. Okay,
And
that's
then I'm
right.
like
Yeah.
vertical blinds.
Yes. Literally the only way I remember. Like, geez. But no, I'm with you. I think now Ashley is in his age range. I will say that because she is one of our younger housewives. But regardless, Mauricio, you can date outside the Bravo, sphere. You can
The
find
thing
someone
is,
else.
Giselle is just shady, but like, whatever happened to making a comment like that in support of a woman? I would almost be like, Kyle had a hot man. I wouldn't mind lying horizontally next to him. Never would, but like, good for her that
Yes.
she got to, if it was framed a
Yes.
little different, which honestly, I just don't think Giselle like would mean Kyle any harm and would never go there.
No, and plus, I think we all have like watched Potomac enough. Honest, like yes, we all know Mauricio that is an attractive man, but I don't even think from what we've seen that is not Giselle's type. So if I were Kyle, I would have met, like I love that she took the dig at her like in public with all of them, and like Giselle had to like kind of eat it a little bit because I thought that was a great moment. But like I think Kyle knows like girl, that is not her type. Like you're
Right.
okay, Mauricio, you don't have to worry about him. Now Ashley Darby, you better keep your eye open, okay? You better watch her. But Giselle, you're okay.
That being said, he was so good looking, but I feel like in recent years, he's just gotten like a little cringy. Like, I don't know what it is, Dancing with the Stars or
Oh my
like
gosh.
skiing with teenagers. Like, I don't know, just something
Yeah,
became just sort of like it started giving me the ick. Maybe it's
he's
when it
become that
felt like he was
guy.
this amazing husband and dad, but I guess just like his Kyle Cook era is just not attractive to me.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's he for so long, I guess because he was like I don't want to say the confines, but he was in the confines like of a marriage. So
Yeah.
we didn't have to like see him like this, but he was in the jail cell of him. No. But no, I feel like now we're seeing him like once you get divorced and like obviously people go through their phases before they like want to settle down again, but we're now seeing him like I mean he's like dating super young and super like now it's getting to the point where it's like what are y'all talking about? Like you and her have nothing in common. Like she doesn't know anything about like MASH or anything like y'all aren't talking about anything right now.
Exactly. Like, what could you possibly have in common?
Nothing. So no, I get
Um,
it. I get it.
Okay, before we move on to the ugly pants party, or the ugly leather pants party, which I thought was a hilarious idea. I just kind of wanted to talk about like Portia, just talking about her journey a little bit from when she was with Cordell and how it was a much more constrictive type of relationship and how that's changed so much for her now. It's crazy when they show those throwbacks, right? You look at her all the way
I
back then and she would say
know.
things like basically like he dresses me, he wants me to be his little Barbie. And look at her now. She would never
Mm-mm.
allow someone to treat her that way, right? So I
No.
I wonder if Housewives is almost good for her, which I almost never say, but I wonder if it gave her the independence that she maybe needed.
I always say when housewives come on here, whether they know they're like at a bad place in their marriage or not, it's gonna, I'm telling you, when you start getting those outside opinions and people start waking stuff up, whether it's the wife or the husband, I always contend, like, I almost feel like 9 times out of 10, it's for the better of the housewife. Like, once you realize, like, oh, wow, maybe he is gaslighting me a little bit, or oh, wow, maybe he does. Verbally abuse me more than should ever be accepting. You start to like kind of let that stuff process a lot. And so it's wonderful, wonderful. Because like Portia's done a Whoo, I mean, that is a full turn. And when seeing her start with Cordell of all people, Cordell is not perfect by far. Like seeing her go all the way back, I'm like, wow, this is what a fantastic glow up we've had. Like, I mean, physically, we know Portia's always been that girl, but I mean, the inside glow up too has just been a whole nother level. Go
And I would
Portia.
say that she's changed the most. And again, not physically, but like look how
Yes.
much she has evolved, right? I think that's what
Mm-hmm.
the question should have really been. But oh, wait, we
Yes.
actually have so much before we get to the party. Okay, because they had like that hangout where they were like dancing with each other. And yeah, what was whiffing? What is that? Have you
I
heard of
so she This is the first time I ever heard it like put this way, but I think she was saying like, once she had that leg cocked up, and so she had her, her goodness in his face. He's like, okay, you close enough now, he can get a whiff. And then you turn
Ew.
around, yeah, you put the leg up again, give him a whiff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Then we had Kyle doing the splits, and Giselle says that
hmm
Kyle is a black girl in a white girl body, which I disagree with completely. But like what we know about these shows, or we've at least been told on the back
hmm
end, is like sometimes production makes them like stay up late and have fun with each other and play around, but they really seem to be enjoying their time with each other. Like this did not seem forced. They were like
Mm-mm.
literally having such a good time. Oh, and the gag reflex thing. We have to talk about that because apparently Vicky has a really strong gag reflex. And this is something
hmm
that I would like to announce to my audience and to you here today, Kendrick. I too have a very strong gag reflex. And yes, it's in both regards, okay? But basically I can't even be around like a smell or the idea of a smell because I will just start gagging. So
Oh
I
my
totally
God.
understand. It takes me a really long time to brush my teeth. It's a whole procedure. It's a vibe. So I
Yes.
understand Vicky on that front and on that front only.
Yeah, oh my God, let me tell you something. I have a whole like cologne, soap, like body wash budget that I like will set aside money for in my paychecks. Like I do not play
Nice.
about smells. Do not let me listen, y'all, okay? PSA. Do not come around me with nothing funky, okay? I don't want to smell nothing bad. I don't want nothing hitting my senses so hard that it triggers a gag. No, I don't like it at all. So keep the smells over there. Keep them away from me and Vicky. Okay, we don't need that. Hate it.
So
Hate
I will
it.
definitely be coming to stay with you. No, it'll be a nice environment.
Right.
Okay.
No whiffing for me. Okay.
No whiffing. Okay, then we do get to the ugly leather pants party. So Sutton is hosting this party. This is so adorable because we all remember the scene from a million years ago where Sutton says to Crystal, like, you're just jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants. So Crystal shows up in the same pants and she kind of admits they're ugly. But everyone like
Yes.
played the part, and I love that. And then they played this
Mhm.
game called Let the Mouse Go, where the prize is winning $25,000 sunglasses. And like, again, usually these games are so set up, they're kind of really fake feeling, even the ones on Summer House, but this felt so fun and nostalgic, and everyone was into it. Nobody was like, oh, I don't want to do this, you know?
Right. I loved it because I wonder. It feels like we've taken them so like out of their environments that number one, the person whose city it is, they want them to have such a good time that they're always going to be like willing to participate and willing
Good
to,
point.
willing to ham it up. But then you have the other people who know it's like, okay, well, this isn't like 4 months of filming straight where I have to like get beat up and berated every time I show out, or have to have a shade off or a read off every time I show up somewhere. So it almost feels like a much more welcoming environment to actually have fun on Housewives. So it
Right.
seems like all of them were so ready for it. And listen, Crystal for me like kicked this off on a perfect note. Her coming back with the same pants and then being like, you know what? They are kind of ugly. I like having to admit that because I was a Crystal leather pants defender. Okay, I was like, I love them. They're cute.
I own those. I
See,
went
there
and
you
then bought leather
go.
pants after. I wanted, she influenced
Yes.
me. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
come
my
on,
dad is calling me.
influencer.
I'm gonna end that call. Sorry, keep going. This is
No,
too
I
important.
exactly. We're talking about leather pants here, okay?
No,
No,
I own
I
so many
love
leather
that.
pants from Aritzia, and because they're
Yes.
just sort of those pants, as long as they're stretchy, right? They look
Yes.
really high fashion, but you get to be comfortable at the same time. So they're like best of both
Mhm.
worlds.
I love that. Love that. So she's got me looking like I'm like, oh no, I'm like was defending these pants to my death's end right now. But now she's like, well, they are kind of ugly. I'm like, okay, well now I need to check my senses, my
Right.
sense of style. I don't know what's going on right now.
No, but everyone gave into because think about times where like on Salt Lake where Lisa Barlow was like, I'm not dressing up as XYZ. I have
Hmm.
I have glam in Milan, I have glam all over the world, and I need to make sure I look
Yes.
like this. But no, everyone participated, everyone did it, everyone played the game, and I love it. I mean, Vicky was a sore loser in the end, but that's like typical Vicky. But
Typical Vicky.
it's funny. Like, do you feel like that weird, delicate dance where you're like, oh, I hate this person. They're really dragging down the show. But then if they were gone, what would we do without those villains, right? Because I kind of look at this and I think, I love that everyone's having fun, but would there be any
Hmm.
conflict if Vicky wasn't really there? And I don't know that there would be.
True. I think if Vicky wasn't there, it would rely on Giselle, like going around to the different cities. She's like, oh, I watched your show. Do you still feel this way about her? Like literally like in scene,
Doing
making
so much
conflict
work.
between right. And honestly, I feel like we'll probably still get a lot of that this season. Like I feel like at this next white party, she's gonna see Heather Gay, and that's gonna shoot off some stuff because they did her, Whitney, and Portia, and all them did Thailand together. So
Hmm.
I think Giselle would have forced us to have some conflict, but I think with Vicky being around, conflict just finds her. So
Yeah.
a little bit of best of both worlds right now.
Is there anyone you're disappointed with so far in terms of the cast? Do you feel like there's anyone who's like not doing their job? I'm not saying there
You
is. I'm
know,
just kind of poking and prodding you a little bit.
No, you know what? I'm always, and it's not even a bad thing. I always am so interested to see Teresa in these kind of environments because Jersey truly sometimes brings out the worst in Teresa. Like, I mean, she is so over Melissa, she's so over Margaret, and like like she's over so many of them. But every time you put her in like one of these environments, like whether it's House of Villains or the first season of Ultimate Girls Trip, you see such a different Teresa, and she just seems to be having so much fun. And I feel like she truly has so much fun with these girls in particular because she's like, I respect all of them. I don't feel like anybody's gonna, whereas like jurors that are gonna like look down on her for like, you're the one that flips the table and you do this, you have no class. Where they're like, oh my God, I mean, that's Teresa. She's the table flipper. She put us on the map and like that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. So
icon, right? Like,
icon, icon, yes. So I feel like she gets to come and like have way more fun. And I like a fun Teresa. I do. I like a fun
yeah.
Teresa. It's
I have
good.
to say, right before we hit record, I was listening to Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy and Tamra, and I
Mm.
didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but all I heard uh, Tamra was say was like, well, Vicky is saying on this show that like I'm mean, and like, what have I ever done to Vicky? Ever? I can't.
Oh,
Gotta
Tamra.
go. I gotta go.
Tamra. I love Tamra is so funny to me because Tamara's one of those people that like honestly all most of the OC wives they never can like remember or acknowledge what they do to other people, but they will always like they will keep a list in their phone, the notes section, full of what everybody has done to them. But it's like no, I never did anything to you. I've always been a friend. Even when I called the paparazzi and told them to pop up because you were having lipo, no, I told them it's okay, but they just put you in the spotlight, and it's like oh Tamara, that's not how I view that, but okay, all right. Ugh.
I forget who I was talking to. I think it was on my last episode. And this is relevant to you because the last time you were on the pod, we were talking about Real Housewives of OC. It was like 2 years ago. And I was telling
Yes,
you
yes,
at the
yes.
time, okay, this is the only show I have not watched from the beginning. So
Oh
I
yeah.
have since watched from the beginning. And so not
Okay.
only what you have described, but there was a season where at the reunion, Tamra calls out Vicky for like having a one night stand with some random man. And she's just like, you
Yes.
slept with some guy and then you called me and you're like, oh my God, there was a random guy. My bad. I don't know what to do. Her pregnant daughter is sitting right next to her at the reunion. Vicky's screaming, "Lie!" And I'm like, the daughter is making no facial expression whatsoever. I'm like, this is so intense. Coming back from that, I don't know. But whether it's true or not,
Yes.
that was not something I think you were supposed to share with the world.
Literally. And that's the thing, because like I feel like every time Tamra like falls out with somebody, I think she always takes the approach of, oh, well, we'll never be friends again. So I'm just gonna put it all out there. And then of course she becomes friends with him. Then it's like, oh well, we're friends now. So you can't use any of that against me where
Right.
I aired out your whole life. And it's like, well, I can be a little mad about it, I think. I can
I
be a
mean,
little mad.
she has a very particular MO, and it's something that they're even talking about on OC this season, and they've talked about on previous seasons where it's like, it's hard to trust you because you will take what we
Yes.
said the moment you're mad and you will tell the world and you will turn against us, right? Like, this is what
Hmm.
you do. And she's like, when? When? No, not
Right.
I. I'm the victim. I'm Tamra.
That's so funny because I don't know if I listened to a podcast or what it was, but I saw someone say like that is such like sorry Tamara, you know I love you, okay? But like that is such a like a manipulator thing to do when someone
Hmm.
tells you like something that you've done to them that hurts them and then they start asking for no, give me specific examples. When did I do that? When did I do like that's such a manipulator thing. It's like you
Yes.
know you've done this to me. Like stop asking for like dates and times. You
Yeah.
know you've done this. Like stop it. And Tamara, unfortunately, you are very good at that. You are, yes. Ugh.
But again, that makes her great reality TV. So look at us talking about her, and she's not
Exactly.
even really on this show. You know what I mean? And we're
Right.
recapping Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which she had like a very small part in. But anyway,
That's
great episode. I really enjoyed it, and I love talking
Mhm.
about it today with you, Kendrick. Why don't you tell everyone
Yes.
where they can find you and follow you and see everything you have going on?
Oh my gosh. You can listen to me anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, all of the places. I am the I Cannot with Kendrick Tucker podcast. That's IKEN, not with Kendrick Tucker podcast. YouTube is coming very, very soon. My first
Ooh,
episode is planned and oh, it's a good one. I'm so excited. It's a great. You'll love it, okay? Especially you Big Brother fans out there.
okay.
Thank you for having. Oh, follow me on social media too. Instagram, but especially Threads. I'm loving Threads
Love Threads.
nowadays.
Obsessed.
Yes, it's at with Kendrick Tucker. So thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Thank you, Kendrick. Thank you for listening to the Bravo Investigator podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at the Bravo Investigator. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Facebook page. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a 5-star review.